All right, what's up, everyone? My name is Monica, and I'm from geeksagogo.com. I'm here today to build some crazy stuff. So we'll see how this turns out. I'm making a prop, so that's one clue of what I'm building today. But I kind of want to make it a fun stream today and want you, the audience, to guess what exactly I'm building. So, before we continue with this, I'm just going to double check and see if everything is good. There's been several times where my streams have been like quiet for some weird reason, but I think we should be all set here. Let me see. All right. Okay. Looks like we're good to go. So before we move forward with this, well, we came back from NWI, or Northwest Indiana, and there was a Comic-Con there over the weekend. They invite me every year pretty much to judge their cosplay contest, and this year I was one of the adult cosplay contest judges. So it was a lot of fun. It was really hard to judge because everyone steps up their game like every year. Like, costumes become like more and more elaborate. So it was really cool to see like all these people, and this event is very near and dear to us because aside from us going and being invited there every year, what I love about it is like it is such a nice community convention that we always go to, and they keep growing every year. Like this year they moved to a bigger venue, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, like I hope that they just keep on growing because I am just so excited on what else is in store for that event, like moving forward. So NWI, or Northwest Indiana Comic-Con, thank you so much for having us. Thank you for inviting us once again. We really did miss you last year because they were pretty much on hiatus last year because of the goings on of the world with the pandemic and all that. So yeah, definitely more power to you, NWI Comic-Con. I will be publishing an article on the event tomorrow at our website, and the latest article that I published this week is how to use Flexbond for priming your props and your armor pieces. So we get asked that question a lot. A lot of people are not really sure how Flexbond works and what's it all about, why a lot of cosplayers have been using it, etc., etc. I pretty much like had a very drawn out what do you call this, like a drawn out like blog post about it. Like it's typically like a type of glue that you use for crafting, except it keeps its pliability or its flexibility, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, definitely check out the article. And then if you have any questions about it, I will do a little snippet video that I haven't published yet on Instagram Reels, but it will be up there. So, all right. Well, I'm excited because today I really want you to guess what I'm making. So clue number one, there's a spear right in front of you here. I'm going to get a better camera, I think, for the next few streams here. I'm saving up money to get a nicer, like, second camera to hook up to my laptop. But so far, there's so many things hooked up to my laptop right now. It's ridiculous. Like, there's way too many stuff, like, going on in my small space here. At any point at all during this stream, if you have any questions, like, feel free to ask. And yeah, I'll jump right on it on chat. Like I keep my eye on chat all the time. So clue number one, spear. Clue number two, PVC pipe. All right, so I'm obviously making a prop, right? Not really obvious, but I'm making a prop. I'm basically just gonna tell you right now. So I do need to cut this PVC pipe to size. I'm gonna do that in a little bit later. But with this guy here, it's just a standard styrofoam ball. It's not easy to squish, which is nice. It's nice and sturdy. And I'm going to need a second one of this just because there's going to be like two identical looking pieces. Without giving it away, that's pretty much what I'm just going to say about this whole thing. Sorry, give me 1 second. I am just going to check Instagram. I'm getting pinged a lot. Okay, good. Anyhow, yeah, back to this. So I am making a prop that's round. And first things first is, before I get started anything, oh wow, look at this. This is like leftover Flexbond for when I primed this prop that I made for my Raven cosplay. You'll see pictures of my Raven cosplay all over social media now. Like, I posted a lot of these photos, like, all over the place. Kaminsky Candid's photography, like, did a really fantastic job. Pretty much, like, taking my picture. It was, like, bright heck on that venue. And I wasn't expecting that at all, because all other venues that we were in, it was dark as heck. So this one was very, very bright. So my props had lights on them, and he did a good job highlighting those and working his magic to make it look like they are more lit than they were supposed to. All right, so this is the beauty of the silicone beaker and silicone stirrer. Glue doesn't stick to it, so I'm just like cleaning up all of this residue because I don't really want that on my spear here. And I'm pretty much gonna mix up some Flexbond. So if you have any guesses on what I'm making, please feel free to comment. I'm so excited to see what everyone thinks what I'm making here. So, all right, so I'm using the top of the airbrush cleaner as my stand for this, and it's kind of a weird thing to do, but I am going to be using paper towel, and this is a 2-ply strong paper towel. I don't know what brand. It may be Bounty, I think, but I'm just tearing it to pieces because the idea is I'm basically going to cover the spear up. So if you're just tuning in, hi, my name is Monica, and I'm from geeksagogo.com. Yeah, I am making a prop today, and I want you to guess what it is. So here's clue number 1. I have a spear. Clue number 2, I have a PVC pipe right beside me. So it is a prop. So we'll find out soon here what exactly this is. Now, on a video that I'm about to post this week, I am going to post about how to use Flexbond, how to water it down properly, etc., etc. You know what? Let me see. Let me grab my Flexbond in here real quick. All right. So a lot of people use Flexbond to prime their armor pieces. If you're familiar with my banner spear armor, you will see that it's nice and shiny and it's very smooth because I use Flexbond in that. A lot of people actually thought, well, the first time I debuted Banner Spear, which is that cosplay that I do for Cephalofair Games, people actually thought it was Warbler because it was really smooth. So they thought it was like pearly art or something like that. No, it's actually all EVA foam or EVA foam. And the trick is, I actually, after doing my armor piece, I skin it with a 2mm foam, meaning like I do a layer of 3mm foam, and it gives that really nice hammered metal effect, which looks so dang cool. And then after that, and I make sure my surface is nice and smooth, I basically, what do you call this? I basically I think I put 4 layers of Flexbond on that one because I actually had to sand it down a few times, but it turned out really, really good. So what am I doing with this styrofoam ball. Well, I'm covering it up with some paper towel with some Flexbond. Now, why am I doing this? Well, first, I actually am going to be gluing some EVA foam on this, and I don't want it to, here's the thing, like with barge, like rubber cement or contact cement, this glue, it melts styrofoam. So in order to avoid that, I'm going to be doing 2 layers of this, what do you call this? Paper towel. And it doesn't have to be perfect, and you'll find out why. But yeah, like I'm pretty much going to cover this up with 2 layers of paper towel. And that way, when I glue my EVA foam to it, it's not going to melt on me. So that's really key, having this cosplay prop. And this lid for the airbrush like cleaner actually works really well to stand this up. It has just the perfect size to just let this thing just like not roll around while I'm doing this. So multi-purpose. There you go. And I know this part can be a little bit tedious, and it's like watching paint dry. I totally get it. But like I said before, you know, like feel free to drop a comment. Ask me any questions that you have about cosplaying. Ask me any questions about how my weekend went or whatever else. So feel free to just write it in the comments, and I will be happy to answer your questions as long as you keep it PG. All right, I'm about to run out of Flexbond here, so let me add some more. Now, that article that I wrote about Flexbond, it's not sponsored, by the way. So if you're asking, this is not a sponsored stream by Flexbond. I wish it was. That would be amazing. But there's just a lot of like uses to it. And to be honest, I feel like this is similar to Elmer's glue. I haven't really tested Elmer's glue to use it in the same way as Flexbond, but one of these days I'm going to do a test and see if that actually works out. I always use a dropper like this, and this comes in the set of the silicone tool package. If you want to buy your own silicone tool package, you can actually see my complete list of tools that I use when I'm applying Flexbond to my armor or prop pieces. Just type in www.geeksagogo.com/cosplay, and you'll find the article right away. Or just pull a search on our website and type in Flexbond, and we'll just pop right up. So since the article is pretty recent and it was published yesterday, it should be either in the first page of the website or in the cosplay section of the website. Now, in such a way, this thing that I'm currently working on tonight, I kind of want to keep the surface kind of rough, and you'll probably know why later. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by the stream. How are you doing today? So yeah, I'm just covering this up with this material in here, and then we'll see. I'm good so far. You know, I'm feeling a little tired. I didn't really sleep well last night. The meds that I'm taking for my health stuff is making me like super tired all the time, and at night, like I don't get enough sleep. Like it's really making me have a hard time getting sleep. Like I keep waking up. I don't know. It's just like such a hassle. But if it's going to improve my condition in the long run. I just need to keep taking it. But yeah, it might change on in March when I go back to the hospital again to run some more tests, and they're actually going to give me a different type of medication. So hopefully the new medication that they give me at March will be a little bit better and a little bit easier on my body. But right now, like, I've been taking this medication for 2 months and it's a roller coaster. That's all I can say about this. It's been rough, to say the least. But otherwise good. Like, I had a great weekend. You know, we went to Northwest Indiana Comic-Con, which is this year. It was in Crown Point, Indiana. I judged a cosplay contest, and it was oh, thank you so much. But yeah, like, the contest was fun. I was one of the adult cosplay judges, and yeah, the costumes were all amazing. It was so hard to judge because everyone was so good. Like, we wish we could have like handed out prizes to a lot of people, but you know, each year people just bring it. Like, keeps getting better and better. I love it. I love watching people get super creative with what they do. And like, even if it's store-bought cosplay, like, the creativity that goes into modifying these like costumes or these props is just so freaking creative. I absolutely love it. All right. I'm about done with the first layer here. When I finish this first layer, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this PVC pipe. Please bear with me on that because it's going to be loud. And I'm most likely going to mute my mic for that part, just because I want to also concentrate on what I'm doing, and it's going to be a little loud. So I'm going to be using my rotary cutter, my Dremel, really. Yes. Oh my gosh, let me tell you, cosplay is not cheap. And yeah, definitely I try to budget what I'm doing for the year. And I've actually, like, this year, I'm doing a lot of, I'm going to be honest about this. A lot of people make it really taboo when you buy parts of your costume. When they hold you in a certain standard, I guess, especially like with me, because I judge cosplay contests and I do this for a living, sort of, like, you know, like stuff like that. They expect everything to be done completely 100% by me. I'm still making cosplays 100% by me, but the thing is, like, I don't think that is a must at this point, is what I kind of want to say about that. Well, first, you have to keep in mind that if you're doing a lot of these costumes, you don't have a lot of time, you don't have a lot of money, then sometimes the best option really is to buy store-bought costumes. And there's nothing wrong with that, absolutely. The only time that really should be frowned upon is when you join contest and it's like a craftsmanship contest or something like that, like some sort of like cosplay contest. And if the judges, sorry, I'm like blah, blah, blah. When the judges ask you, you made something, and you said, yep, I made it, when you bought it, that is a big no. You should not do that. And I don't know why, but I've been cosplaying since 2014, so not really a long time. Yeah, not everything has to be made by hand, especially if you're just wearing it for fun. Like, make it stress-free, make it easy for yourself. Unless you want to challenge yourself, then go for it. But otherwise, you know, honestly, buying pre-made stuff is so much less work and less stress. So trust me, like, you know, there's nothing wrong with that at all. But yeah, like, what kills me is like when people join contests and pretend that they actually made something when it's clearly something that they did not make at all. And I'm not trying to shade people. I'm not trying to tell people, or try to like say, oh, like whatever. It happens in general. It happens in a lot of contests. Oh, hey, Chris, how's it going? But yeah, okay, so my buddy Chris, right? My buddy Chris judges cosplay contests, and I hope you had a great time at Anime Milwaukee, right? Over the weekend. He was a cosplay judge over the weekend, and I'm pretty sure he also had his hands full because it was a big contest. So, oh wow. So yeah, so Chris said someone lied about what they made at Anime Milwaukee. Well, it happened too during the weekend. I'm not gonna lie. There are a lot of reasons why people do that. Sometimes people get nervous and they just tend to spew whatever comes out of their mouth. Because you can kind of tell when they're lying, because their tone kind of changes, and if they can't answer like certain questions, then that kind of is what happens. You know the technical terms as a judge, and then you kind of like ask them about it, and they're like, what do you mean? Like, what is that? Like, when, yeah. And yeah, Chris, you're right. Yeah, you can always really tell. Yeah, like I don't know. I just feel sad when that happens. Like, have I done it? Maybe, but not in competitions. Like when it's like, I don't think, you know what? Honestly, I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever had to lie. So here's kind of like the sad part, like I know everybody wants to win. I know everyone wants to get the accolades or whatever, and want to impress people when they're in contests. I get it. I get all that. But lying can only result in a couple of things, right? First thing is, the judges, since they know, there's a reason why they're judges. They know if you lie, what's going to happen is they're going to talk about that. And news travels fast. Like, people in the judging community, this like really tight knit. Like, we have our own network, and they talk about stuff like that. So you don't want to be on that kind of like subject line. And it's like, it's the same with people who compete. Like for example, in Crown. Crown, for me, when I was competing for 4 years, it was a great experience. I've met a lot of really good friends, but there are people who, of course, it's a competition. There are people who tend to talk behind people's backs, or, like tend to, find what ticks, we'll find what makes you tick, find what will discredit you from the contest, or like get them in the lead, I guess, for lack of a better word. It happens, like they'll try to find something that would disqualify you because it's a competition, and any competition, some people like play dirty. That's just what happens. There are people like that, unfortunately. There was a time where, I guess, like when I had my Arthenia build, right? Or even the wing build that I did for Crown, like a lot of people, I guess, thought that my husband did the electronics for all of that, and the structure of the church and everything. Like, I have never lied about my husband helping me with certain things, okay? Like certain things, like I'm really lucky to have him because he really does help me, because I literally don't have enough time in the day to do every single thing. So what do I mean by him helping out? He helps me out a lot. He not only helps me carry my heavy costumes to and from like events or conventions and stuff like that. He makes sure that I am well fed, that I drink water and all that. He also makes sure that I get enough sleep. And another thing is that if I have a piece that's huge, like really huge, like that church that I built, he primes it for me and he puts the base color for me. All the finishes, I do that myself. Like, that's like he does some work, but 90%, 95% of the time, that entire costume I made. Like even that that freaking beads under that skirt. I designed the pieces on Tinkercad, but he ended up printing it for me. And we didn't need to finish it because it was already like a gold filament, so it wasn't that bad. But I've never lied about making my costumes 100%. And if, you know, I give credit when credit is due, my husband helps me priming stuff, doing like an overall like color. That's it. He doesn't know how to sew. The electronics, I do that myself. I mean, I'll be showing a lot of electronics work on my stream really soon just to help educate people, and plus to encourage a lot of people that electronics is not really that intimidating. There's a lot of like shortcuts that you can do as well. The big thing about electronics is safety. You just have to be really, really safe with what you do with electronics. Yardley says, Bill is awesome. And if you're still watching, you know, people think you're awesome. He is very awesome. I am very blessed to have him. And Scott says hi. Hey, Scott. We haven't seen you both in a while. I hope you're all doing so well. Chris says, I had someone tell me once they made 90% of the costume and then they could not tell me how they made anything and fumbled through explaining the cosplay. Yeah, man, that happens a lot. Like Chris, like, you know, like I'm sure you're also tired about stuff like that when that happens. It's like, I don't really know for sure how we can stop that from happening, how we can stop people from lying about their costumes. Because, you know, it could be nervousness. It could be just like, hey, you know, I really want to win. I really want to show the world, like, whatever. I get it. You know, I've been there, but I really have a hard time, like, lying about stuff. And, you know, my build process is all on my blog posts. Like, I do like a really extensive write-up about each one of my builds for the reason that I don't want people thinking I don't build my stuff, because I do. And you know what? Just to get into, I know it's kind of like getting into a little bit personal, but you know, it was kind of insulting. Like at one time somebody said, like, I don't make my costumes or whatever. Like, I'll tell you which parts are store-bought that I modified, but like literally after my 9 to 5, like I have stuff I have to do around the house. We don't have any maids around here. Like I have duties to fulfill around the house. And after all of that is done, that's the time I can work on cosplay. And so I can work on cosplay like every night, you know. Well, before I did, and lose sleep, but I can't do that anymore. Like, my health is very important to me. And at the same time, it's like, you know, yeah, it's just a bummer. People think that I don't make my own stuff, especially the structural parts and the electronic parts, because it's supposed to be a guy's thing to do, but whatever. But this year, I'm going to be changing some minds of people's. So watch out for those streams. I'm going to be doing electronics live. Okay. Midwest Gaming Classic at the end of April. The answer to that is I'm not sure if we're going. And the reason why is because, you know, aside from my health, I think I may have an event that month. It's either that or I need to prep for an event. Because not far from there, I think I'll be having back-to-back events again. Oh, thank you. It's really hard. It's really hard to juggle stuff. It's like literally having 2 jobs is what this basically is. Like, I have 2 jobs. I have my accounting job in the morning. So I work my 9 to 5, and then after that, I have this to do at night. And then I also have my streaming now. So I do have like weekly streaming that's coming up. So every Thursday for the next 6 weeks, we're streaming with the Dragons and Things Network, the DAT Network on Twitch. They have amazing streams on their channel. almost every day actually. They have a stream, which is awesome. My buddy Eric Frankhouse will be DMing this Avatar game that I'm going to be a part of. Um, and it's going to be starting this Thursday. Fortunately, I don't know what time exactly the stream is, but I'm really excited for my character, and I will make sure to post what time this thing actually is. So yeah, oh yeah, Eric is amazing. So my buddy Eric, he's actually streaming right now. He's DMing right now at I think his own channel. But so this dude, right? He actually won Iron GM like several years, like multiple times. And if you're not familiar with Iron GM, it's actually this thing at Gen Con where they have like it's kind of like a DM tournament. So they select a really small number of dungeon masters to run games. I think it could be any RPG platform you want. It could be D&D, it could be Pathfinder, Call of Cthulhu, or whatever it is that you want to run. And then the idea is, I think one of the challenges, I don't know if it's a yearly thing, but one of the challenges that they did was they give you 3 words and you need to incorporate those 3 words into the game and make it really cohesive and stand out. And then there's like a voting system that happens, and then whoever wins gets the title Iron GM. So yeah, really cool stuff. So this dude, he's won it several times. I'm really excited because he has really, really good DM style. Really, really good storyteller and cartographer as well. Like he's just great. He's a great person too. So yeah, so really excited to play his game on Thursdays. I hope I don't disappoint. All right, so okay. This thing that I'm working on right now, it's actually related to that stream. So if you haven't seen my hints yet all over social media, if you've seen the hints, you'll probably guess what I'm working on right now. But yeah, this is like really sticky. Now, I made this a little bit watery, so I don't know how fast this thing dries up, but that's okay. Like, there's a lot of things I can work on while this stuff is drying. I think that has enough layers. All I want is this to be like covered enough in such a way that, like I said, barge contact cement, it's a great glue for EVA foam. It melts styrofoam. Anything that's like a porous foam that's not EVA foam, it will melt like butter. So you want to cover it with something else. I learned that the hard way. If you guys see, if everyone can see this prop that I have behind me there. Well, I guess not. Like looking at my screen, I guess not. But yeah, like the prop that I had for Athenia, the one with the skull and everything. Yeah, like I just end up just not putting this on it, not even hot glue, because glue melts it too. So just cover it up with paper towel, and then once you're done covering up with paper towel, then you can lay your glue down in your foam. Groovy. So I'm gonna clean up the surface real quick here, and I know I should have a vacuum, but it's so noisy. Like I don't want to make too much noise right now. And I like this tiny broom because it just picks up a lot of my mess on top of the table. So I got that handy. And yeah, this black thing on top is also another silicone type of material. So none of this glue like sticks to it. I love using this stuff. And please stop using your cutting boards for your glues and paints. Take care of your cutting boards because they're not cheap, very expensive. Stop abusing them, please. Last week I actually talked about it. Like I talked about how to take care of your cutting mat. I'll be happy to answer those questions if you'd like. I can repeat them again on tonight's stream. Because, yeah, I'm actually buying like a new set of like cutting board that's about as big as this silicone mat that I have. So anything that's related to gluing, painting, heating. Oh, and luckily too, that's why I'm able to get away with this, is because this table is actually lined with tile. Like, I got this from my old apartment. I bought it from like the previous tenant there, and which my mom was like, "Are you sure it used to be hers?" Like, I don't know, but I paid her for it, so hopefully it was hers. But anyway, like, it has tile already in the middle of it, so that's how I'm able to like get away with like heating stuff on top of the table. Oh, and hi, if you're just tuning in, I'm Monica from geeksagogo.com, and I'm working on a prop that I want you to guess what it is. Okay, so if you check out my social media on Facebook and on Instagram, I have dropped hints on what exactly I am making today. And you see this like round spear here that's made of styrofoam. And it's actually, it's covered with paper towels and Flexbond. And right now I'm talking about my silicone mat, because I have stopped abusing my cutting mats and started using my silicone mats. Your cutting mat is really expensive, and it's really just intended for cutting, like nothing else but cutting. So you can see I'm just spraying this with water. I have a little bit of, what do you call this? Like a scented oil. Just a little bit, just like a drop or two on it, because I love the smell of like citrus. And I'm cleaning up my mat, and see how easy it cleaned all of the glue residue. And it actually had paint residue while I was painting some props over the weekend. So I have stopped abusing my cutting board, and my silicone mat is what's taking not even a beating. It's like, it's just looks great. As long as you don't cut anything on top of it, you're fine. So I'm just doing a little cleanup in here before I move on to the next, because I do have this spear drying here. And if you can guess what prop is, maybe I'll have a prize. So just comment to let me know what you think it is. I'm thinking maybe a Geeks A Gogo t-shirt for whoever can guess it, or another thing would be like a $25 Amazon gift card. Who knows? If you're watching the stream, and if you guessed it, I've been dropping hints here and there, just comment and let me know what you think this is. This is the first clue. This round spear right in front. And there's clues all over the social media pages. So you can find us at Geeks A Gogo on all social media platforms. And the clues are there. I promise you. I've been saying it for a week. But yeah, I don't know if Chris is still on, but so Chris, if you're still on, I wanted to ask you, when you're judging a contest and when people end up like lying about their build, what do you do, or like how do you react to it? For me, this is how I basically handle it. And I think, like some of my fellow judges like handle it the same way. We keep that at the back of our heads until it's deliberation time. Okay, like we just take note of it if it happens. And then what ends up happening is, if that person got selected as, they do have a lot of components that are really good. We take that factor into account. Like if they did a really good job with their sewing, they did a real job with their electronics, we're not going to knock that out until it's like really down to the wire that we're picking out winners. But yeah, I think I think it's just sad. Like, just don't do it. Please don't lie to your judges. It's really insulting because we're not stupid. It's not our first rodeo. That's not the reason why we got picked to judge. Like, we know when something's off or when something is like not right. But yeah, I can keep going on and on about stories about that if you want me to. There's so many, like, I've gone through so many contests that it really happens more often than not, unfortunately. Like, it just happens a lot. But yeah, it's sad. But just remember, every time you do it, it really insults the judges. Like, you're insulting their intelligence, and they know. So yeah, just watch out and try not to do it again. That's all I can like advise from that. So Chris says, for me, if you're willing to lie about a part of your cosplay, it brings all of it into questions. It's really a disqualifier for me. See, and that's kind of like how I see it too, because especially like for example, like I'm gonna bring up Crown as an example, because so for those who are not familiar, like Crown Championship of Cosplay, not a lot of people get selected. Like every year, there's about like 30 people who get selected in this contest. I'm lucky that every time I entered, I got selected for it. But here's the thing. Sometimes people would lie about their builds and they're able to get in, which is really disheartening because there's a lot of people trying to enter who have built their stuff based on the guidelines that was set by the contest, and they end up getting in and lying about their build. And it's sad, you know, it's not fair for the people who actually deserve it. So yeah, like when that happens, you know, like I can tell too, like sometimes the judges would be like, yeah, like you're not even going to be considered for, you know, a selection or whatever like that. I'm going to give you an example. So one of my costumes, the first one that I entered for Crown was Galacta, daughter of Galactus. So I told the judges that my my petticoat that was not made by me, it was modified 100%. They didn't care. They don't care if you modified it or if it's pre-store bought. Yes. Oh yes, Beth, that's the first time I met you. Oh my gosh, we need to hang out soon, girl. That was so much fun, and you did a fantastic job. So the Befu on chat is my buddy Beth. I met her at Crown. She was brilliant. She did place. Can you tell people what you placed on Crown? I think you won. Didn't you win first place for special effects or something like that? But anyway, she did a fantastic job. She did a really great job. So first time I entered, I did say the corset I modified, the ball gown I modified, but I put all these electronics on it. It actually had, the back had planets that I put LED lights on and twinkle lights. So in the dark, backstage, people can see the planets and the stars. And unfortunately, people couldn't see that in on stage because it was too bright. And I asked them to turn the lights down so people can see. Anyway, I digress. But anyway, I did tell the judges it was store-bought, but I heavily modified it. Nothing wrong with that. If you're entering a competition and being honest about that you did modify something, that's absolutely fine. What they're looking for is how you modified it. Did you modify it cleanly? Did you add more techniques to it? You know, stuff like that. If it was cohesive, or did it make sense how you modified it? You know, like stuff like that. Chris said how he would handle people who lie about builds is, for me, if you're willing to lie a part of your cosplay, it brings out into question. So it's a disqualifier. Won't call anyone out in that moment, but odds are I won't award it. Okay. I agree. It's not fair for everyone else who are honest about modifying their builds, and you know, it's just a shitty call on their part, unfortunately, you know, but it does happen more often than not. That says, okay, so she said it was before the big category change, so third in anime. I'd have to check my medal. I think you're right. it was an anime category, but I remember you placing because you look phenomenal. You really deserve that prize, by the way. It was always a question I ask as a judge. What did you make? What did you buy? What did you modify? Absolutely. Those are the very important 3 questions. Stuff that you make, people will see what kind of techniques you brought into your make. That's pretty much what it's all about. And I'm going to repeat it one more time. There's no shame in buying certain stuff. Just be honest about it. You'll get into more trouble saying that you actually made something and you actually bought it. But yeah, so many stories about that. I'm not gonna talk about it because it might be too specific, and I don't want to call people out because that's not what my channel is all about. But if you're thinking about competing, just please keep that in mind and be fair. Be fair to your fellow contestants. Be fair to the judges, because it really is an insult when you lie to them. Just kind of like a heads up. So let's see. I'm just measuring my PVC pipe here because I'm about to cut it. So this is like a foot, and I mark it over here. Does anyone guess what I'm making yet? 13, 14. I'm gonna do 14 on this. And you know what? This masking tape is not so good. So let me do like this. That says, I bought my tabby socks for Eboshi because I didn't want to make them, and she was a costume I competed in. I've been flat out lied to as a judge as well. Just don't. Yeah. It's, it's just not good. Don't do it. Don't do it. I need one of these that actually lock, because these are the bane of my existence. Look. I'm just going to lean forward and mark it at the 14-inch line. But yeah, if you have any questions about anything cosplay related or my current builds, please feel free to comment it. Beth says some contests will let you do exhibitions, so if you do want to get on stage, you can do that and not be judged, or just do a skit. Performance doesn't need you to have made your costume. Yeah, absolutely. That's another thing I like about these cosplay competitions. It's not just about craftsmanship anymore. The performance factor, I actually do love it. Okay, so you can tell by now, I do love performing. I don't think anyone has heard me sing ever before, but that's for a good thing. So don't wish that on yourself. My husband has heard me sing a few times, but that's part of my old life now. I used to sing a lot when I was younger, and did contests and stuff like that. So I love it. I did musicals and stuff like that. I don't anymore. I don't think I'm that good. I did lessons. I was professionally trained, but I just ended up not pursuing it. I didn't think I was that good. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something else with this and find another talent that requires me not singing in front of a lot of people. But I am down for karaoke if you guys want to do karaoke. All right, Chris says, Papa Bear Cosplay says, I do like the exhibition option. I wish all cons did this. Oh, Yardley. So Wolf Eyes 15 says, I was going to say a bending stick like Airbender, but I think I'm way off. You're close. You're close. I wouldn't focus on the bending part, but you're close. All right. The Bafu says, the Kitsune Con has done it in the past. I've judged there, and it's just a nice option. I agree. And yes, karaoke. But please, if you ever come to Chicago, I'm going to feed you, and then we're going to do karaoke. Chris is like, wow, you sing. Like I said, buddy, don't wish it, don't wish it on yourself. You might be disappointed. I am out of practice. I used to join a lot of singing contests growing up, and yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. There's a reason why you don't know about it. So let's just keep it at that. Oh man, I think I'm blushing. You can see it on camera. I just outed myself. Way to go. Anyhow. But yeah, Yardley, you're on the right track, but there's more hints dropped on social media if you want to guess what this prop is. But yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling generous today. $25 gift card or a Geeks A Gogo t-shirt, whichever one you pick, if you do guess what it is. So if you're one of the lucky people watching today's stream, guess it, type it on the comment section, and win a prize. But yeah, the social media, my social media, everywhere. Clues everywhere. I promise you. But yeah, I am so excited for this stream that's happening starting this Thursday. So hype. I've only played with all of the players that I'm playing in this. Orb, no. Getting colder. Ooh, pondering her orb. It kind of is. It's not. It's more like a weapon. I guess it's more like a weapon. So it's a prop weapon. Oh, okay. All right, I got you. I actually had to rewatch Korra before this week when we start streaming, because I just have to remember everything. It's been a while, like Avatar series. And we're not gonna talk about the M. Night Shyamalan. Not a fighting staff, but I was thinking about that. Too hard to build right now. I just kind of want to have just one of these props on stream, just to like show people like how I use it. But yeah, it's the clue. It's in social media, but like think outside the box. I guess I don't know. I'm making it difficult for everyone, but hey, at least you will get a prize if you guess it. Like it's close to a fighting staff. Like think weapons, or think medieval weapons. Oh, thank you, Chris. Thanks for stopping by, and thank you for sharing your experience. Please hug the girls for me, and your missus. I miss you all so much. Please let's schedule a get together soon. So I will see you next time, buddy. So yeah, thank you for stopping by my stream. All right, so everyone else that's still here, just make a wild guess what it is. It is a weapon. But yeah, think outside the box. It's a weapon. Clues are in social media. Just look around my social media pages. There's clues everywhere. What am I trying to get here? Yeah, I'm gonna get like a thing. I'm gonna get a thing. So I have tried to organize my space here, and oh yeah, please follow my friends on social media. Please follow Papa Bear Cosplay, and he is Papa Bear Cosplay on a lot of social media, and also Papa Bear Studios. So please follow him. Amazing human being, amazing cosplayer. He is just one of my closest friends in the cosplay community, and overall awesome person. So yeah, please follow him. The Befu is Blue Tie Designs on social media. Please follow her as well. She is absolutely phenomenal. She makes all of these cool handmade items and with really cool prints. And let me tell you about Miss Befu. She actually, when the pandemic started, she was actually very, very helpful on helping me and a group of people make masks for hospitals. So I'm very grateful for her. She lives all the way out in Minnesota, and she was one of my biggest supporters and people who helped out during that. So thank you so much. By the way, I can't thank you enough for helping me during that time, because it was rough. It was hard to organize. At some point we ran out of fabric, and she donated a bunch of her fabric. She donated her time making masks as well. Absolutely amazing. Please follow her, Blue Tie Designs. And did you want to add your cosplay handle as well on chat so people can follow you? And same with Yardley. Yardley, if you're still on, please put your social media if you want to be followed. It meant I could close my button. You should see the mess I have upstairs. I thought I was done organizing my fabric section upstairs, and I was wrong. There was so much work still need to be done. So it's crazy. Okay, so yeah, so she is Blue Tie Designs everywhere. She does amazing cosplay. So that's all I can say. She is absolutely phenomenal. Also super great human being. Like, I tend to want to make friends with really cool human beings that are really nice, no drama types. So they're in stream tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Yardley says, sadly, I don't have anything. Maybe once I finally get rolling. Yeah. And let me tell you, you know, if you need help at all with that, you know who to ask. I'm here. So, or on Tuesdays, catch me on Tuesdays if that's something that you want. And you already know where to find me on Messenger. So that's another thing. So yeah, don't be afraid to ask anything at all. I'm always happy to help. All right, I think it's time. This is still a little wet. It's kind of soggy. I'm going to go on ahead and cut this thing here. So I think I might be muting it in here in just a bit, which is okay. Just trying to find my extension cord here. I know it's buried around here somewhere. So if you have been watching the beginning of my stream, like in the very, very beginning when I started streaming, right? I started streaming Doc Ock or Dr. Octopus. And I know you're not seeing Dr. Octopus right now, and that's okay. I'm going to go back to Doc Ock. It's just there's some stuff that just has precedence over Doc Ock right now. There's so much stuff I want to build, so much. And I don't have enough time to build them. And I'm going to be starting working on commissions soon. Unfortunately, no individual or personal commissions at this time. There are a couple of companies I'll be working with this year, and they are going to come first, unfortunately. Even first with, you know, with my builds, my personal builds. But they'll be there. Like I'll be continuing building stuff. It's just that those things I will be streaming, building some of them or some components of them, but some of them I can't because NDA. So yeah, so if it's pretty vague, I'll stream some of those builds from companies, and then if it's not so big, then you probably won't see it until it's done. A flail. You know what? What is that? Let me look that up. I should know what this is. Like, let me see what this is. So Yardley says a flail. Is it a flail? Flail Richie. Threshing tool. I need a picture. Ooh, that's close. Very close. Very close. It is, but yeah, it's close. Yeah, you're getting warmer. Flail is getting warmer. All right. Well, you guessed it, Beth. It is a mace. So you get a prize. You either get a $25 Amazon gift card or a t-shirt. Like a Geeks A Gogo t-shirt. Like, just let me know which one you pick and message me on my DMs later. And let me know. Then I'll send it to you. But yeah, it is a mace of sorts. Because if my character can't be crazy enough, like it is a crazy concept, and I was just like, you know what, whatever, like let's just do it. Yeah, sneak into my DMs please and claim your prize. But yeah, let me know. Amazon gift card or Geeks A Gogo t-shirt. Oh man, you deserve more than that. You've been just a huge help, like overall, on a lot of things, so thank you so much for all of that. All right, so I'm gonna put on my safety stuff and cut this PVC pipe. I'm going to cut 2 of these because that way I don't have to go back and cut the second one because I do need 2. So yeah, I'm going to put this on mute for a quick bit and my sound will be right back because this is going to be really loud and I want to concentrate on what I'm working on. So just hang in there. So safety first, gotta wear my mask and then my goggles, my goggles. But yeah, I am building a mace. I'm actually building 2 maces. 2 maces. Okay, I'm back. All right, what is this? Let's see. I was thinking flail because you said you're making 2 balls. That makes sense. I was trying to double and it stopped this whole time. The baffle, well done. Only because you gave me the initial route to figure out. Okay, this first part all around as I had a couple friends streaming tonight. Okay, no worries. But hey, you know, you guessed it. good job on that. Like you still like nailed it. Um, but yeah, like I'll DM you later, Yardley. I'll DM you later for sure. But yeah, like so just to reveal what this actually is, it's actually a cabbage maze because I'm crazy. So I'm making a cabbage maze prop. So this prop is basically going to look like a cabbage. That is going to be a part of my character's weapon in this stream. Very interesting. But yeah, yes, my cabbages, absolutely. So yeah, if you notice, like yep, all about the cabbages. There's cabbages everywhere in my social media right now. I'm gonna be posting more cabbages, so stay tuned for that because it's gonna be cabbage crazy, like on all of this stream. Um, but yeah, I can't wait to just like show you what's in store for that stream. It's if you love Avatar: The Last Airbender, it's gonna be so much shenanigans. Yes, fried cabbage. And if you saw on my public, so I have a public Facebook account and I have a family Facebook account. The public one, I posted a picture of cabbage, like an Asian style coleslaw kind of like thing. I don't know exactly what to call it. Maybe a slaw, like an Asian slaw or whatever. But I made a batch today, and they were made up of red cabbage, and it's one of our favorite side dishes. Oh, thank you so much. I try. You know, I'll be happy to invite you and Scott over for dinner, and you too, Beth. I would love for all of you to be able to come visit if it weren't for, you know, all this craziness going on. But yeah, I love feeding people, so please let me know when when you're ready. But yeah, like I made a red cabbage slaw, and it's very easy. Like just chop up these vegetables that you see on that picture, and it's just we like eating it when we eat a lot of meat or like anything that's fried. That's like the perfect like companion for it because it dulls down like all those oils, you know. It kind of like cleans your palate, and it's just perfect for that. I absolutely love it. So once again, I'm cleaning my surface here. Wow, I might be able to finish like the base of this tonight. Heck, that's not bad at all. All right, making a mess in here, but yeah, I'm loving this silicone stuff. It's just ideally, you know, I'll go to the sink, wash this with warm soap and water, or warm water with soap, and everything just like comes right off. But I'm kind of like in the live stream right now, so I can't really do that. So yeah. And also, unfortunately, I only have one styrofoam ball. Oh well, I have one styrofoam ball, but that's okay. Like I'll find another one. I know I have another one lying around here somewhere. I've been doing a lot of redecorating my space. So the other half of this room, it actually has similar size on the other half of this, which is looking like a mess right now. So I'm not going to show you on camera because I'm ashamed. But I am turning that other side into the painting section. So all of my airbrush stuff that I have on the side here, acrylic stuff, you know, anything that's painting related, that's all going to be on that side. Because as you can see here, when I sand stuff, it's a mess. Like it gets all over the place. I don't really want that around my foam stuff. I don't want it to make all of this dirt, you know. Try as much as possible to avoid that. So this is still dry and still wet. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find something to tie. So this is where I really need to be creative about the stuff. And since it's a cabbage maze, like, have you ever heard of a cabbage maze before? Then now you do. So I'm making this cabbage maze happen, I guess. I'm going to use this twine. I guess this twine does work out because, you know, cabbages has those like veiny leaves and they have all of this texture and whatnot. So it kind of works out in a way, I guess. There's going to be a lot of textures that I'm going to be adding to this. And I'm just really excited. I just, you know, like I've been dying to like make this cosplay for like 2 years. I've made a sketch and showed it to a few people. I don't know if I showed Beth. I don't know if I showed this to you before. But yeah, I made a sketch of the character. And this was before they had the Avatar Last Airbender RPG out. I didn't know it was even in like what do you call this? It was in, oh no, I'm sticking. It was in production. But anyhow, like I drew this character. And just to give you a little bit of context, my character for the stream on Thursday night at the Dat Network on Twitch. So she is a descendant of the cabbage merchant, hence the whole thing. So she's basically a descendant of the person who is currently in charge of Cabbage Corp, which is Gan-Lan, right? So her name is Jade Gan-Lan. That's her name. And she is a weapons specialist. So just to give you a little bit of idea on what my character is about for Thursday night stream. But again, you can watch the stream at the Dat Network Twitch channel. So it's twitch.tv/ the DAT Network. So that's our streaming channel for Thursday. Let's see here. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry about that. I thought you guys can see what I'm working on here. Yeah, it will have a lot of things to do with the cabbage vendor, and we'll be revealing a lot more stuff as the game goes by. It's a lot of cabbage lore to be had here for sure. All right, so I tied this stuff in here. It's still sticky. Don't really like it sticky. All right, turn that around. I'm going to add this prop. Oh yeah, maybe I should not have made it too watery, but I think that's the only way I could adhere the paper towel to the styrofoam thing. I mean, in reality, I can really just like blast this with a hairdryer, you know, no big deal. But it's not like a major time crunch. I can actually work on this tomorrow too after work, you know. And I don't have to reveal it right on Thursday. We have 6 weeks to basically stream this game, so I have plenty of time. Okay, so this is just added precaution for this prop. What I'm going to do is, I know it looks floppy and everything. Let me scooch over. I notice this looks kind of floppy, but I'm actually going to run wire through it. Let me see if I can do that, because the styrofoam is a lot harder than I thought. Let me try this. Oh. But yeah, we had our session 0 last week, and yeah, a lot of cool characters. We have earthbender, we have a firebender, we have a tech person, and then I'm the weapons person. So that's pretty much our cast. A lot of us came from Republic City. if you're familiar with the Avatar series, you know, that's kind of like the melting pot of the Avatar universe. That's where a lot of people like convene from all over that realm. I just didn't do a good job with this. Okay. Let's start over. Let me see if I can put a hole right in the middle. Okay, just a little bit more. I'm basically having like a foot. There you go. And I think I'm going to glue gun this. That way it would stick in place. I think the glue gun part in here should be fine. I'm not too worried about it. Oop. And of course, everything has to match on my thing. Like, I've got a purple glue gun to go with everything else. Okay. You roll this up, put it aside. But yeah, the only thing about these silicone mats, they do attract a lot of like, they're static because, you know, it's technically almost like rubber. So a lot of dust can like kind of like stick around, but you can easily clean it with water. It's not a big deal. Let me just wait for this thing to warm up a bit here. So tiny. But yeah, what is everyone's plans for this next coming weekend? Like, I know we just had Super Bowl over the weekend here, and yeah, like, we didn't watch it. I only watched the halftime show. And that's pretty much it. Like, I didn't watch anything else. And then we had the convention on Saturday. That's pretty much it for our weekend. Like, Sunday I rested because I'm not gonna lie, like I am an extrovert. I love being around people, but it takes a lot out of me lately because of my health stuff. This just happens, you know. I just need to take it easy as much as I can. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. Our bodies have limits. You have to listen to your body. Oh wow, moving. Moving, I have a love-hate relationship with moving. Like, I love moving because you're settling into a new space, but at the same time, it's so much work. But yeah, like, how did that move go? Are you all done now, or are you still like in the process of unpacking stuff like that? But yeah, like moving, I think when we moved to this house, holy cow, like I think it took a while until we finished unpacking some boxes. Like, it really took like a couple of years maybe, because around that time too, my website stuff and my cosplaying stuff was starting to pick up, so we really had to juggle and balance everything out. Oh, it's upcoming weekend. Okay, cool. That's awesome. So yeah, that's nice. Chill weekends. Like, if there's anything that I'm grateful for about this whole thing that's been going on for the past couple of years, it's having chill weekends. Because let me tell you, when things were normal, yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, Beth, you know how crazy it's been. Yeah, I've been crazy busy with the website. I've just been like really going like hard working and like traveling and doing all this stuff. And not to say that last year wasn't crazy. Like, last year was crazy too. Like, I just had like a lot of like bookings and stuff like that. And I'm very humbled and I'm very like grateful, really. Like, people like you everyone who's in stream. I really appreciate you showing support, showing like words of encouragement, like really letting me know that all this hard work is not for nothing. Because I've been just like working so hard to like make this a thing for years. Like not a lot of people understood what I was actually doing, but now it's starting to make sense to people, like especially my family. It's so hard to convince people who have like thinking that art is not a profession, like a profession that someone should pursue. It's hard to explain like why pursue art. Like there's no money in art, and it's like ever since I was a kid, art was always something I wanted to pursue, and my dream manifested in form of cosplay in my website. And it's just something I'm just really, really passionate about. And I'm so glad that, after years of hard work and just showing people like, hey, I'm here to create, I'm here to like do this stuff. Like, I'm just like really at that point where I'm just like really happy about everything. Like all the stuff that I've worked on, all the people that I've met along the way, and like all this like cool things that I get to experience just doing cosplay. I don't think I can ever like find an alternative for that. Yes. Yeah, like I'm like, I can make stuff. I mean, it was rough at first, like how that was like it wasn't always perfect, but when I get it right, I get it right. But yeah, like when I was a kid, I wanted to be a cartoon artist because I love watching cartoons, and I'd always like draw them. I would actually pause the TV and start drawing the cartoon character that's on TV. So a lot of it was Care Bears or My Little Pony. My Little Pony was really hard to draw. Who else was I drawing a lot? I couldn't draw Transformers, and plus it was like a boys show. Like my brothers were very careful about letting me watch too much boy stuff because they don't want me to be too tomboyish. Like they want me to be feminine because that's like the norm back home. We have to be feminine, only do girly thingies. I'm gonna reach for another ball here real quick. Give me a second. But yeah, that's kind of the norm back home, unfortunately. It's like, you can only do girl stuff when you're growing up. And art is, yeah, what happened? Oh, it's just a box I have. No big deal. We're good. Oh, which reminds me, I need to put some of this stuff away. Anyhow, so I got another ball. I'm actually going to draw the cabbage leaves. Hooray. So let me see here. I know it's a slightly bigger ball, but it's going to make sense, I promise. And I'm starting to lisp here. I'm not making fun of people who has lisps, but because English is my third language, sometimes it happens. Because I mix up my words. All right. So, I'm just going to cut this. This is 2 millimeter foam. Man, this goes on and on. Jeebas. Thought I was almost done here. Apparently I have a super extra big roll here. What the heck? Anyway, let's start with this. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's probably a good sign for me to hydrate. So, Beth, what did you want to be when you were growing up? And Yardley, what did you want to be? Did you live your dream, your childhood dream thing, I guess? Profession? So this is what I'm going to do. Since we're making cabbages, they don't have to be perfect. I just need to have kind of like a fan-shaped thing here. Is what I'm going to go with. It's a fan-shaped thing. Let's see if this works. Cabbages are not all perfect. Speaking of, I have a really hard time growing cabbages. I don't know if you've tried growing cabbages before, but I love gardening, and cabbages are one of the hardest things to make, or to grow, rather. And I cover this up. I think I'm going to cut some slits to accommodate. Let's try that. Brassicas, yep. Maybe someday. Middle school. In middle school, it was either maybe going to the culinary arts or forensic toxicology, becoming a graphic designer. Yeah, like culinary arts was also on top of my list, but not as much as art. Like art was just really something that stuck with me for a really long time. It's just something that I really enjoy. Yeah, brassicas. Kale is the only brassica that I've been able to successfully grow in the garden. But yeah, like squash, I have a hard time growing, and broccoli, squash, broccoli, and cabbages, I have a hard time. Yeah, sorry, it turned into a garden. Sorry, it's just something we have in common. So, but yeah, Yardley says I wanted to craft, so no, maybe someday. Yeah, I totally get you. Like, it takes time, and just find whatever you like. I'm going to experiment and see if this will work. I hope it does. But I kind of want to mimic like a really nice thick vein in cabbage. Let's find a line here. And I'm basically going to, I'm sorry, I keep doing this. It's like, not like you can see. So I cut this like petal shaped thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to glue gun it in here using this thing as a guide. So we'll see if it works. If it works, then great. If not, then I have time to change stuff. Not really too worried about it because this is the inner leaf of the cabbage, so I'm not in a hurry. This is basically the first few leaves. And the nice part about like having that rope there, it actually creates that, that middle part of the leaf of the cabbage. It pretty much does. Yardi says, I also have always enjoyed baking too. Baking is one of the best hobbies. You two, I don't know if you guys are friends yet, but you two need to be friends because you're both awesome and you both love baking. But yeah, I met Yardley from gaming conventions, and like Beth, I met from like cosplaying. So yeah, just throwing it out there. Maybe you guys should be friends too. And yeah, one of these days we'll all hang out in one of the gaming conventions or cosplay conventions, and let's see. Yeah, oh my god, I totally feel that. So I miss bringing baked goods and cooking for people because I love cooking for people. Like, no joke. I really love cooking for people. So when people at work, like we have potlucks and stuff, like I pretty much like go all out. I make the last few times I was in the office when I worked for a big company. It's before I have like my job now. I used to make chicken fajitas. Sorry, I keep doing this. I used to make chicken fajitas and bring it to the office, but it's a deconstructed chicken fajita. So you basically, what do you call this? You grab the chicken meat from the stuff that I made. Like I'll make a platter of chicken meat that's seasoned and ready to assemble, basically. And then yeah, you just like add your toppings, get your tortilla and all that. And I love making deconstructed food, I guess. Because it's easy. Like, people can control how much they put, like how much sauce they put, how much vegetables they put. Because some people are like really hard to please, you know, and they're like, oh, well, I don't do it like that. I do it this way. I was like, that's great, you know, but I can't always do that for people. So yeah. So yeah, deconstructed anything is like my go-to since then. Because people have their own way of doing things, and I'm like, yeah, I can help you take care of that, I suppose, by doing this. Do your thing. All right, this is looking promising, I think. So far, it's looking promising. I think I'm gonna cut this out. Okay. Maybe I'll keep this guy. I'll just cut it short. Oh, well, you know what? At least they still let you bring baked goods when it's not pandemic, I guess. I know like some schools, like they just don't allow it because some kids have like peanut allergies and like gluten, you know, whatever, like gluten allergies and whatnot. So yeah, like I totally get it, but hey, if they still accept like baked goods, that's awesome. Like, I think growing up as a kid, wasn't that the best thing? Like when somebody's mom like brings cupcakes or cakes to like school because it's your kid's birthday or their kid's birthday. I think that's just so awesome. And it just brightens up everyone's day. Like I get some kids have allergies, but yeah, like overall it just brightens everyone's day, you know? And I just burnt myself. But yeah, I miss those. My old office before this job that I was in now, my coworkers and my team, we actually, for the most part, you know, the ones that are not mean, yes, we spoil each other on our birthdays. So we pick a theme for our birthday for the year, and then everyone decorates your desk with that theme. So one year they had my desk all like decked out as a mermaid theme. Like they had mermaid balloons, cupcakes with like seashell toppers, and like they went all out. I was like, oh my gosh, that's like best birthday ever. And then my BFF at work and her birthday, I ended up decorating her desk like rose gold because she loves rose gold. So I had rose gold balloons, rose gold what do you call this? Confetti, like the cupcake things, the cupcake holders. They were all rose gold. It was so pretty. And then people were like, "Whoa, like y'all really go all out for each other's birthdays." And I'm like, "Yeah, we do. Like heck yes." It like helps boost morale. Like right now on my current job, I'm actually the morale booster of the company. I mean, just gonna be honest, like I haven't been on the happy side because of like my health stuff, which is like really understandable, you know. My boss gets it. A lot of people get it. But yeah, like my boss pretty much like asked me, hey, you want to be our social events person, which is kind of weird because everyone's like working from home and everyone's doing stuff virtually now. Well, you know, everyone is actually in my company right now. We're all working from different states, so we're all scattered all over the country. And sometimes, you know, it's hard to bring people together. So I told my boss, you know, hey, why don't we have a Slack account for the company, and then we just post whatever. We'll have channels for every single interest, and that's how we can get all of the employees together. So there's a channel for recipes, and then a channel for like gaming, and channel for crafts, like you name it, there's a channel for it. And then I'm in charge of having contests, or conducting contests in our Slack. So for this month, of course, since it's Valentine's Day, I propose an idea that whoever gives the funniest Valentine's Day date, Galentine's Day, or something contest, they win a prize, and then they win like a $25 gift card to a website of their choice, or a restaurant of their choice. And it was a lot of fun. Like we had there were only like 14 employees, and then 4 participated because everyone was still shy. We have a lot of new people. Like our company's growing, which is pretty awesome. So I feel like people are still trying to feel out like what exactly they can post and stuff like that. But yeah, that was a whole lot of fun. It was a really nice like icebreaker, especially for a lot of the new people, because they don't know what to expect, and you can't really see people face to face. Oh my God, can you see that? That already looks like a cabbage. Yes. Okay, so I'll make some more. I think I'm gonna make smaller petals this time. But yeah, like it was a good icebreaker for the new folks. So next month I already have another theme in mind, which is awesome. So I will talk about that on the next stream. I guess next month's stream I'll talk about it. But yeah, we try to keep it nice and fun. Our boss is like really awesome. I'm not just saying that because whatever. Yes, wrinkly goodness. I know, right? I can't wait to paint this thing. So here, I'm debating, and maybe you can help me. Maybe y'all can help me here. But I'm debating painting this either a purple cabbage or a green cabbage, or should I color it a green cabbage with purple tips? So, because there are ornamental cabbages, so I don't know if that should be something that I should do with this one, because I think it would look cool, like green with like purple tips. I think it would look nice. Just let me know in the comment section what you think. Nice petal. And I'm also gonna slice up these straight purple. Yeah, green with purple, straight purple. I think this is gonna be a poll. Because I'm so conflicted. Because they're both really good ideas. Like green with purple and then straight purple. And you probably know by now, purple's like my favorite color. Although it's not my logo colors for the website, but that's okay. I love purple. That's why a lot of my stuff here in the workshop's purple. But yeah, let me think about that. This is gonna be hard. But yeah, cabbages, man. And Yardley mentioned that fried cabbage. I'm like, I want fried cabbage now too. But yeah, if you want the recipe for that purple cabbage Asian slaw that I made, feel free to ping me. I'll be happy to send the recipe. I don't necessarily have a fixed recipe for it. I measure with my heart. Like that's the best way I can describe it, but whatever, That's just how I roll. And this glue gun's doing a really good job like keeping this together. But what I would like to happen is when I actually do. Oh, you got me a cabbage. Bill just bought me a cabbage. Here, show it on camera. He just bought me a cabbage. Whoops.
You can wash it later.
There you go. Thanks, hon.
Model.
No, it's okay. I don't want to waste food. This is turning out good. Don't worry. He's so nice. He's so thoughtful. I'm telling you. But yeah, like what was I getting at? But yeah, let me know if you want a recipe of that cabbage slaw. Maybe I'll make a video about it because it is relevant to Avatar for my character, right? Oh yeah, it is love. Yeah. It's nice. Like he made steak yesterday and mashed potatoes and like broccoli. It was really nice. Like he made me take a break because normally the cooking stuff, like I do that most of the time, and he does cook too. He does cook well, especially when he makes Japanese food. Oh my god, it's so good, so good. Sugoi. All right. I like how this foam is starting to look very cabbage leaf like because it's like curling all on its own. And I'm sorry, it's like too bright. Maybe if I turn this up, let me do this. Does that work? I think so. Yeah, you can see it better, right? So you can kind of tell what I'm doing with this cabbage thing here because earlier it was like way too bright. Can't really tell what I'm working on. But yeah, I'm excited for this cabbage character. So my character's name is Jade. I don't think I'm going to change it. I really like Jade. So basically her name is Jade Cabbage. That's the name of the character. It's pretty much roughly translated as Jade Wild Cabbage. All right, so I'm just pressing this and, Yardley, I know you're going to start doing cosplay. Just remember you're going to be burnt a lot with glue gun. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. You're going to burn your skin with glue gun. So I always tell if we have younger audiences watching tonight's stream, or if you're watching a replay of this, and if you're one of the younger audiences, please ask help from your older people around your house or someone older. Please have them handle the glue gun and the rotary tool and all that. And don't hurt yourself. Always practice safety. But yeah, a lot of burns, like literal it's that blood, sweat, and tears when you cosplay. In the beginning. And then when you get, when you get used to it, like it becomes easy. Right, Beth? I don't want to discourage anyone. It just happens, with anything. When you're dealing with power tools and such, that just tends to happen. Yeah, it's like a lot of my I think you can still get fingerprints out of my fingers, but most of the time they're all like burnt. Yep, lots of finger accidents, like with sewing, especially sewing. I think, which one do you think has more casualties, like sewing or making armor? I feel like sewing has more casualties, especially with pins. Like I get like with like making armor, like you basically like, you use your glue gun, stuff like that. I'll cut this. Leave room for the rest of the leaves, but it's starting to turn cabbagey here, which is pretty awesome. Just gonna cut out the excess because we have a few more layers to go here. Damn, I'm so excited to like paint this. Might be finished by tomorrow. I don't know. This makes me want to stream tomorrow just so that I can just like have it like painted and show people like it's done. So excited. So much excite. All right, let's make a small petal this time. Yes, love it. Okay, I'm cutting this part here, like the petal or like the leaf. I'm cutting it just so that I can mold it better around the circle. So let me clean up this glue gun residue here, and then once I cover up all of these sides with my foam leaves or petals, I'm going to use the barge cement like moving forward, because that like helps reinforce everything. And I want it to stay really nice and sturdy. So let's do like this. Okay. So Beth says, sewing, you're more apt to catch and scratch your skin or shove them in there. Yeah, sewing is very rough on the hands. Especially, so combo, when you're sewing foam. Like, I sewed through 4 millimeters of foam when I did like Queen Mira from Gears of War. I think I'm gonna repeat that foam build finally this year, or little by little this year, depending on how many projects I get. The year started, I didn't know what was happening, and then all of a sudden I just have all this stuff that I need to do now. It's just, I'm grateful for it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I'm really grateful for it. But it always happens every year. Like the year starts and it's like, oh, I'm not gonna be busy this year, and I'm gonna plan all of these builds, and then all of a sudden, bam, like I got all these projects that I need to do. And like I said, I'm not complaining. I'm just very grateful. I'm just really, really blessed and grateful. And it's all because of people who show support, like you guys, like you all. I mean, everyone who shows support, like, really helps me out a lot. Like, I really don't just see this as a job. I also like helping people out. So thank you so much. Thank you for recommending me. Thank you for just supporting me and being on my streams and stuff like that, or just chatting with me or liking my posts. Like, I really appreciate that, like, so much. You have no idea. It really makes my hard work worthwhile. So yeah, I like giving back. So especially to my friends, like, I like helping out people who show support. So every time someone has a question, like, I love helping out. This is what I'm passionate about. Like, I'm passionate about my day job too, don't get me wrong, but I'm very, very passionate about cosplaying as a craft and as a means of teaching people art. It just, I don't know, I just took to it like really, really fast, and I just like really enjoy it so much. Like, it's like the most fun I've had with any type of art form. And it combines my love for fashion and love for art and doing my own thing, Like, growing up, I always marched to the beat of my own drum. You can kind of already tell too right now. It's kind of like how I've always been. And it's nice. People actually don't think that's weird at all anymore, which is awesome. Kind of like find my tribe here, which is really cool. But yeah, it was hard a lot of people had a hard time relating to me, like, growing up. Because I was weird. I was a really weird kid. So don't blame them. But at the same time, sometimes kids can be really mean about things that they don't understand. Look at that cabbage. It's forming. Cabbage. All right, this side now. This is looking good. Let me tell you. Cabbage maces. Oh, more about that character that I'm playing on Thursdays. Yeah, kids can be like real bullies. Like, even to adults. Like, right now, I'm like, man, kids are rough. What was I gonna say? Yeah, the character that I'm playing. So this is her weapon, or one of the 2 weapons. So she yields 2 of these cabbage maces. And what was I getting at with that? I forgot. That's okay. It's what happens when you keep talking a lot. I don't know how people who stream on a regular basis do it, to be honest, because when I'm working sometimes, I just want to listen to music and just crank out all this like stuff like real fast, because you're just listening to music and you're like kind of like setting your movement to the beat or something like that. You got your own playlist going, and it's just fun and enjoyable, just like listening to music while working. All right, let me do like this. Let me start up here for now. I'm liking how this is turning out. What do we think? Yarly says, adults can be cruel too. I've been body shamed since middle school and it's never stopped. Let me tell you, I think the worst part about adults body shaming people, and I can totally relate, because I've been called, let me tell you, I've been called pregnant a few times. And it sucks, Don't say that to someone who has a hard time looking, a hard time because they have I have freaking uterine cancer for crying out loud. And then, maybe have a better choice of words than calling people pregnant. I mean, I'm not totally mad with people sometimes because they don't know, but that's just rude as heck. Oh, thank you. I know, I love this. I've been dying to make this in forever. But yeah, I've been called, I've been asked if I was pregnant a few times, and I'm just like, well, thanks. I just have this medical condition that yeah, sucks. Maybe have a different choice of words there, but I figured growing up, I have been all the different sizes. I've been from size 2 to 14 every single time. The only person you really need to please about your weight is yourself. If you're comfortable with how you look, if you're happy with how you look, then go with it. It's like all this other stuff is just noise. Because for the longest time, I was told I was fat growing up, and I was a size 4 and a size 2. And some people still call me fat. And I'm just like, looking back at the pictures from back then when I was being called fat, it's like, I wasn't fat at all. I'm fat now, I don't really care, but back then I wasn't really fat. People were just saying that to make me feel bad, which is awful. Yeah, it is awful. Yeah, it's I don't understand why people do that. They come up to women and they just assume they can just say or ask if they're pregnant and think it's okay. Who taught people that? That's rude. If somebody doesn't tell you if they're pregnant or not, don't do it. Don't say it. Don't say anything. Because that's rude. But yeah, it's crazy. I would never assume someone's pregnant. I'd wait for people to announce stuff before I'd even approach somebody, because it's not, first of all, it's none of my business, because some people want to keep this secret, and second, it's you don't know if that person has a health condition or whatever. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Be nice, don't be bullies. Oh yeah, this cabbage is looking really nice. I mean, I don't blame you. I carefully pick what I wear, because even when I was not my size now, I was a size 8, I think. When I was walking at C2E2 and somebody called me thunder thighs, and I'm like, sorry, that's not an insult for me. I mean, yeah, sometimes people will call you all this stuff when you're cosplaying. It does sometimes require you to have thick skin, but let me tell you this, okay? Right? I know, squish their head between them thighs, right? But here's what I'm saying. You know, body positivity has been a really good thing that people are finally acknowledging that it should be something that people practice or like just do on a general basis, because not everyone is built the same. And I think that's the big thing that got me through cosplaying, as, you know, like I don't have a normal or a regular size for a cosplaying body. And the number of people who approached my husband and approached me at conventions, because when I was guesting as a cosplayer, when I guest as a cosplayer, I would always, without fail, there will be a person who will come and say, "You look just like me. Your size is just like me. You're not skinny or anything like that." Which they weren't trying to insult me or anything, but they're kind of like saying like, "You're just like me, unconventional size," which encourages them to cosplay, because for the longest time, a lot of people think you can only cosplay when you're skinny or stuff like that. It's like, it's not. We're past that now. We're way past that. Yes, and you are a human shape. No matter what size you are a human shape. And that's just what it is. Like, everyone has their own thing, you know? You make it work for you. Like, I don't particularly pick cosplays that are the same body type as me, but I would pick cosplays that I would actually really, really want to make and do, because there's just a lot of joy that comes from it. Just being able to freely express myself, no matter what size I am, when I wear that costume or cosplay. That's just all that matters to me. All that other stuff now, they're noise. Like, really. And nobody should really stop you from cosplaying. I mean, there's a reason why it's called cosplay. It's costume play. You're there, you're doing it for fun. You're basically embodying a character and you're dressing up for fun. So don't let anyone else like talk you into doing otherwise. Look at that. Does it not look like a cabbage? How are we liking this? It's looking like a cabbage. Cabbage. I'm just glad you can finally like kind of see it better now that I turned this off. Now I do have a couple of minutes left. I am really, really grateful for everyone who's tuned in and has participated in chat. But yeah, I'm gonna go soon in a couple of minutes here. If you have any questions, feel free to just type it down now. And thank you. Like, yeah, I'm liking the shape of this. It is starting to look like a cabbage, right? But yeah, I can't wait to paint it. But I will keep that in mind. Maybe I'll paint one purple and the other one like the green purple like thing, because I do like both, and I can't make up my mind which one I would do. But yeah, I am so excited with this cabbage thing. But this character I created 2 years ago, now I remember what I was trying to say. This character I created 2 years ago, I actually intended this to be a D&D character. And I just like, it just sat for a long time in like my notebook of like characters that I want to play someday in RPG, like whatever system it ends up like landing on, like that's where I was going to play it. And lo and behold, somebody made an Avatar RPG. So thank you, Magpie Games, because without you, yeah, the two different colors, right? I think that would be cool and unique. Plus, like, it would look cool on Photoshop. I think like you have like the two different like color like cabbages. But yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, thank you, Magpie Games, for making the Avatar RPG game. I am super excited to play it this Thursday. It's a lot of shenanigans that are happening. And like, yeah, like I'm not saying this because I'm part of the show or anything. I think it would be a really good show because, I mean, for people who haven't tried other RPG games before, like there's so many like really cool RPGs out there. And I think like this Avatar game is like really like one of the easiest to learn and has a really cool concept. Like my fellow players and I, we created our characters. Like they're all custom characters built around the world of Avatar. And I'm so excited for you to get to know my co-stars and their characters, because everyone's got like a really cool personality. They're all different. They're all just like really awesome. So yeah. Whew. I talked really fast. But yeah, it's 9:31. I really appreciate you for sticking around and talking on chat. It's been really fun like doing these streams. I love like talking to people about their experiences with cosplay or just like getting started. And as always, you know, I would always want to help out. So if you have any questions about cosplay, if you're watching the replay of this, please feel free to ping me on all of my social media accounts. It's at Geeks A Gogo on all social media accounts. Or I don't know if you can even comment on this video after it comes out. But yeah, like the replay will be out on YouTube. I still need to put last week's stream on YouTube. I just got busy because I had that show this weekend. But yeah, it will be out. I'll try to do it tomorrow for sure. But yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Beth Yardley, you've been awesome. Chris, I know you're already sleeping. Thank you. Say hi to the girls for me. And yeah, everyone else who's watching, I appreciate you. Thank you so much and have a good night. And I'll be posting updates on this on social media, so keep an eye. Love you guys. All right, have a good night. Bye.